Okay, now Jonathan and I are back from the track. We had a blast eclipsing the 6.1 mark in terms of an 1/8 mile time. We did that on factory compound tires and also factory wheels. We're now going to upgrade to some stickier compounds, courtesy of Toyo in the name of R888Rs. And also, we are now using some newer wheels, which should be very nice, courtesy of Unplugged, the UP03s. So we're going to install those, go back to the track, and see what gains we have, if any. Okay, the beauty of the Model S Plaid is that we can at leisure raise up the suspension to allow us to do any kind of wonderful thing. So right now we raise it up to allow us easy access to lifting the vehicle up very nicely. And you may notice that I have a sans bumper. That's by design. But, you know, Jonathan and I are being a bit cheeky. In preparation for some high-speed fast activity, we're going to put a parachute. So we have this very nice parachute tow hitch mount courtesy of Unplugged. Once again, those guys are amazing. They have everything in house. So we already threw that on, taking the bumper off, and it looks pretty cool. So I'll probably rock it like that. But we're going to put on the wheels right now and see if there's a difference in weight, which is quite important as well. All right, so we have these small mounts that we use to prevent damage from the frame in lifting up the Tesla. So we have 4 of them, 2 on each side. I'm going to use this to lift up properly the Tesla and then swap out the wheels. But first, we're going to see how much they weigh and give you some updates on that. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you what's going on here. These are the stock wheels on the Plaid, the rears, with the lug nuts and the cap, complete in its factory form, 64.5 pounds. The assembly is much lighter with 58.5 pounds, including lug nuts from Unplugged, which are titanium, with a much wider tire, 325s versus the factory 295s. More meat, lighter weight. Now let's look at the weight of the rear wheels. These are 20-inch wheels courtesy of Unplugged in the form of UP03s with titanium lug nuts, and the weight comes in at a feathery 58.5, much lighter in terms of unsprung weight compared to the factory, even though this was a 20-inch versus the factory 21, and much wider tires, being a 325 width versus the factory 295. Now let's look at the fronts, as Jonathan is kind enough to put some rear wheels on the beautiful new Plaid. These come in, fronts alone with lug nuts, at 58.5 pounds. Wow, it's just as heavy as our new rears. So we're gonna throw on our new fronts and see what happens. Okay, now we're gonna look at the front wheels. And yes, there is some gains here. 55 pounds with the UP03s, lug nuts in tote. So some nice savings. And what's exciting about this is that we are dealing with unsprung weight. So depending on where the weight is situated, primarily farther away from centerline helps us even more. But on average, every pound saved on rotating mass, like a wheel like this, is equivalent to 7 pounds in the chassis. So we should see some nice gains on the track. Okay, now we have the wheels mounted. It looks really good. I got really aggressive with the rear wheels, so I may have to flare the fenders just a little bit, but it looks pretty good. Actually, it's not so bad. It looks nice, but this is absolutely gorgeous. So now we're gonna go off to Irwindale Speedway and see if our new meat helped us or hurt us. Wish us luck.